Well, hello there and welcome back to my computer. And if I sound a bit different, I have a new microphone I'm trying to learn. And this video is for all of you who get frustrated with my videos. I totally understand. I'm a quite speedy person. I like to get a high speed or high flow when I do things. So I'll use some shortcuts in today Fusion 360, and I hope this can help for you. A lot of you most probably already know these things, but I think the Fusion team is a bit bad not explaining some things that are very useful. We're gonna start with according to me, of course, it's my video, the most important key in Fusion, the S key. If you hit the S key on your table or your keyboard, you get up this little window, design shortcut. Here's only some shortcuts. Now you can just type in any command you're searching for. If we want to do a loft, I type in loft and I get both the solid loft and the surface loft. And this is really useful. You can do things like include, I can't spell, include 3D geometry and so forth. And this is a bit case sensitive of where you are right now. I'm not inside a sketch, so it's mainly commands. Inside a sketch you can get things like arc and stuff like that. So to me that's the most important key. That's the S key. It's really good to use if you look at old YouTube videos with the old user interface where things are not in the correct place on the screen. You can't find a command, hit the S key and start typing the command and you will find it. And of course I'm just going to start a sketch and do some lines. I'm going to talk a bit later. I'm just doing some lines. Oh, I did it wrong. Of course you have undo up here, but I really like, at least on Windows computer, Ctrl Z to back out of things if you do something wrong. This is especially good if you start doing the sketches and you add a dimension and the sketch goes flying all over the screen. Just undo either up here. You can also redo things if you undo too far back, or just when on Windows Control Z, I don't know, Max command or command Z or something like that. If you're Mac, you should know it. Those are basically the most important keys to me. So that's the S keys for search and Control Z for undo. So with that said, I'm just going to remove the sketch, get it out of the way. I'm just running Fusion on a normal keyboard and a normal mouse with a mid wheel. I have no fancy things going on. I have a not supercomputer or anything like that, and it works fine. But I have some references set. So we go up here to our little icon up in the right corner and we hit references. And we had general and design. I will change something. This is basically, okay, I've changed to millimeters and stuff like that. But these are the important ones. These are mainly affecting the sketches and things like that. This might change where things are. It should still be on a general design, but they are moving things around here sometimes when we update the interface and stuff like that. But the important ones are allow 3D sketching of line and splines are off. I like 3D sketching, but it's a bit bad sometimes because it moves things around in a strange way. It can spin things around in 3 dimensions which you're not prepared. If you have constrained everything to a construction plane and then you add 3D sketches and things go a bit nuts sometimes. It's a good tool, but it's like all powerful tools, it can bite you. The second thing I have is down here, auto hide sketch on feature creation. I turn it off. If this is on, it means when you have finished the sketch, you do like an extrude. As soon as you do the extrude, it hides the sketch, which I don't like, because in most cases I put at least 2 things, maybe 3 things inside the sketch that I want to use. So I have auto hide sketch on feature creation off. So I need to hide the sketches by hand, which of course do it here in the tree to the left here, or a browser. When they pop up sketches, I can turn on and off. I don't like when software do things I don't want it to do. And the third thing I use is scale entire sketch at first dimension. We can have a look at that in a short while, but it means that I can do a rough sketch with lines, circles, arcs, anything I want, and then I put in my first dimension. It's only a first dimension, and tell that it's gonna scale everything else in the sketch to the same to the dimension I'm putting in. So is it by mistake it's like 10 millimeters, I put in 100 millimeters, suppose I want to be 100 millimeters, it scales everything up by 10. That's good, because if you don't have that or put in a dimension, it can sometimes flip your sketches all over the screen and they disappear. So let's see some of these things in action. I'm just doing a small thing. This is from a question with a Facebook group and I liked it. So we're gonna create a sketch. I normally do it from up here because it's so easy. I try to use these things that are visible here. If they're not visible, I normally use the search function or shortcut keys. Create sketch. We're gonna create it on, do it on the bottom plane or top plane, which way you look at it. We're gonna do a circle. I'm just gonna hit C. You need to know the most basic shortcut keys in the sketch environment. For me, that's C for circle, L for line, and P for project. So we're gonna do C. We're gonna get a circle. We're pulling out a circle. I'm not putting in a dimension in. I'm just gonna do this. Just do it like that. And now I need 2 lines. I'm gonna hit L on the keyboard. You see it changes over to a line command. I'm just gonna do, and as you can see, it wants to snap and add constraints to it. I don't want any constraints. I hold down the Ctrl key and it removes all constraints. It doesn't get constrained, which I like. Let's do like that. We're gonna end the line command. If we do a second line, it's still in the line command. Hold down to controls. We don't get any constraints like that. There are a bit of different ways how you sketch is up to you how you want to do it. Now I'm gonna hit the escape key, so I'll leave a command. I want these 2 lines to be centralized to the center point of a circle. It's coincident. So what I do, I hit the coincident constraint up here. I hit the line, and then I hit the midpoint. I hit the line, and I hit the midpoint. And then I hit escape to get out of the command. This means that this line will now follow around the circle and things move around like maniac here. Thank you for that. I'm also going to make this one, or that one. Sorry, now I hit wrong. I happen to have a line chosen. I don't want this line to be horizontal, so I hit Ctrl Z. Good, I make mistakes. I can show how good I am at using the keyboard. Ctrl Z, let's move it back. Let's make sure, and if nothing is selected. Horizontal. I want that line to be horizontal. Thank you. And what else do I need? I need an arc. Hit the S key, arc. I'm going to do a center point arc from the center point here, from this, somewhere out here. And now I want these to be connected, so I'll use coincident between these points. That one and that one. So now I hit the escape key again to get out of the command, so not locked into it. Now I have done the basics I need of a sketch, but I have no dimensions. As I said earlier, I have it now on that, and when I put in my first dimension, it automatically changes all of other dimensions. We scale it. So I'm gonna hit D for dimension, another good key. So D for dimension, very logical. I hit the circle, but that's a big dimension I want to do. Put it out here, and let's say I want to do it 50 millimeters. And you have a look down here. When I hit 50, it moves it and scales it correctly. This line here, I want to do, let's do it 2 millimeters, like that. I'm going to also pull out the dimension a bit outside so I can get to them later. Now I'm going to do an angle dimension again. I'm going to go from this line to this line, put it out here. I'm going to use circular pattern later. This is just a thing I'm doing to show off how you can command. So I know I have 360 degrees in a circle. I'm going to do 20 circular patterns, but I do not want this pattern thing to cover all 360 degrees, because it's going to do that if I do this first. If I do 20 of this, it's the whole circle. So do time 0.8, 80% of that. So now we have an angle. With that, I'm pleased and I'm finished with the sketch. So we hit finish sketch here or up here or wherever we want. We are going to do extrude. Of course, I can do search and everything, but the solid extrude is under E. I hit E and I get the solid extrude up. I hit this profile and we're going to do it 2 sides. This is just for fun. You don't care about dimension. I'm going to show you. So this doesn't know where I'm doing something. I try to pull out. It shows the numbers over here. So this side I want to do 20 millimeters, and downwards I want to make it 10. and I hit OK. And as I said now, I did not hit auto hide on the sketches, so if you see it OK, the sketch is still here. If I turn off the body, the sketch is still there. The sketch is here in the browser tree over here. Normally if I had auto hide, it will be gone now, but I want to play around with this later here, so I'm going to stay like that. Now I'm planning to do sweeps. I need a second line to help me, so I'm going to create a second sketch, and that's going to be on, let's turn around a bit, it's going to be on this plane. If you can't find anything, hold down the mouse key until you find the correct plane. It's going to be XZ like that. I'm going to do, just for the fun of it, I'm going to do projection and hit the P key, the P for project, and I want the center point, that one. Hit OK. I'm going to do a line, hit L key, from here straight up. Now I hit the dimension directly, it's going to be 10 millimeters. Hit tab to jump over, see it's 90 degrees, yeah, that's correct, and enter. With that, I'm finished with the sketch. I'm going to finish sketch. Now we're going to do a sweep. So we hit the S key, SWE for sweep, and we need a solid sweep. We have it here, solid sweep. And we're going to use this profile out here. The path is going to be the line we just did in the middle, if it can pick it. Yeah, that's nice, but I want it tilted a bit around, so let's give it a twist angle. The good thing about sweep, if you could twist like it, is move around the circle. So if you do like this, like give it 10 degrees, or maybe 15, it's more, yeah, that's more aggressive. I like that. As you can see, it moves the profile nice around the circle. So I hit OK. The sketches still staying there. If you don't like them now, I will not be using the sketches anymore. And then I can by hand turn one off and have a look at my beautiful little thing. So now I'm going to circular pattern. S for search. Circular pattern. There you are. In this case, this is joined to one body, so I can't take bodies, so I'm going to take features. And the feature I want to do is the sweep I did. The axis. This is a good thing. I have a circle. You can try to click in here, but if you click on a circle, it automatically understands that you want to use the center of this circular thing or whatever it is, inside or outside or anything. I can even choose edge up here. Because I click this, it says 3, and as I planned earlier, I did 360 divided by 20. After that, I do 20 of this, and I hit the enter key. And by that, I done like a small thing around here. Now I can of course go back and edit things and stuff like that. So this is a bit about how I try to be as speedy or as fast, or not really fast. I'm going to use the word fluent in the software, so I don't have to do things around. And of course, don't forget you can move back in the timeline to change things. There's one more thing I want to show you. This is really good sometimes. You want to change the dimension of something, and you can go back. Let's say I want to change the protrusion of these things here. I can go back. I can edit the sketch, move it inside, and I want to do that to. Let's edit that. I want to do it 3 millimeters. Finish sketch, and it updates there. Yeah, very nice, very nice. But what I can do, I can turn off on that sketch so it's visible, and then I right-click the sketch over here. Take show dimensions, and suddenly you can see the dimensions. I'm still at the end of the timeline, not inside the sketch. You can now directly edit. Let's do it 2 millimeters. I want to do it 5 millimeters. I can play around, or maybe we want to change the dimension. Maybe you want 100 millimeters. No problem. Now you can like feel your way around things. You don't need to go back and open the sketch and edit it. And then there's the last thing I want to show you. There are more things I love to show, but I don't want to make too long video, make it too confusing. If you by mistake, this is at least on Windows, I don't know if it works on Mac. If you by some reason has, where is my model? It's gone. You can hit the F6 key, the function 6 key, and it moves things back to the screen again. It tries to basically center the model and make sure the model fits inside the viewport. So if it goes aside, hit the F6 key. Of course, you go home and stuff like that. But the good thing about this is that it maintains the orientation. So if I am in this orientation and it goes off the screen, I hit F6, it comes back in the same way. If I move it off the screen, go up to the cube and hit the home button, it spins it around to the home position. That can be good sometimes. Just a small tip. So a lot of these things are documented in the Fusion learning, things like that, but it's really easy to forget. So the important things I want you to learn is the S key. That's the most important one. And check your references, change what you want to have, and you can also change things like the position of your numbers and stuff like that to make it adjust the software to your workings. And with that, I want to say have a good day and see you around. Goodbye.